Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Today, my friends, we will be talking about Universal's newest attraction, Hagrid's Magical Creatures Motorbike Adventure, and how this attraction may be one of Universal's biggest failures in recent years. Real quick though, before we get into the video today, I just want to apologize if I sound a little nasally at the moment. I'm fighting a bit of a cold right now, and I really wanted to get this video out to you guys, so I hope you can bear with me here. Now, in case some of you folks have been living underneath a rock for the last month or so, Universal Studios' Islands of Adventure just opened their newest family coaster in the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, and this attraction has been met with a lot of praise and also a lot of criticism. There are many theme park fans out there who think Hagrid's coaster is one of the best coasters they've ever been on. Others think that it's nothing too special and don't quite understand the hype surrounding this coaster. I personally think that this attraction is the best coaster at Universal Studios and possibly the best in Orlando. I can see this attraction as being a must-do whenever I visit Universal Studios for the foreseeable future. However, the attraction itself is not the reason why many theme park fans are questioning the success of this coaster. Hagrid's Motorbike coaster has become one of the most unreliable attractions to open at Universal Studios in a long time. Many are even saying that this attraction's opening month may be even worse than when Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey opens back up in 2010. The difference here, however, is that the technology used in Forbidden Journey had never been done before at the time, and it got a pass from many as Universal tried its best to work out the kinks from this new and groundbreaking ride technology. In the case of Hagrid's coaster, however, the technology used in this attraction is nothing new, nothing groundbreaking, nothing that hasn't been done before. Now, before I continue talking, I would like to warn you folks that I will be talking about some in-ride details and will be revealing some in-ride spoilers, so if you want to go into this attraction blind, then go ahead and skip forward in the video a little bit. I'll give you guys a moment to click off or skip. Alright, you guys have been warned. Hagrid's coaster, again, has no new technology integrated to the ride system. The surprise elements of this attraction, like the 60-foot spike, backwards motion, and 17-foot freefall, are nothing new to the theme park world. Many attractions have used these elements before. This is, however, the first time we've seen elements like this in Florida, so it's understandable why these elements are so foreign to many Orlando theme park goers. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but to my knowledge, this is the first coaster to integrate all these elements together into one attraction though. As this coaster was being constructed, a lot of hype started to build around this coaster. The secrets of this coaster were not easily kept, as weekly aerial updates were posted on social media from helicopter flyovers of the construction site. Once ride testing began, many Harry Potter and theme park fans eagerly awaited any news on soft openings for this attraction. For those of you who don't know, a soft opening is a term used for technical rehearsals for a new attraction. This is a testing phase where guests basically become the test dummies and ride the attraction before its official opening. Some elements of the attraction may not be functioning at 100%, and there are normally signs everywhere stating so. Normally, this would be the time for the park to run the attraction through like it was a normal day and really test the attraction's limits with train after train of guests going through and just seeing what parts of the ride may need to be improved. Many guests stood outside of Hagrid's coaster in the weeks and even days leading up to its grand opening and waited. But nothing happened. The construction walls came down, sending the signal that soft openings may be imminent, but they never came. Crowds grew and grew outside the attraction in the days leading up to the opening, and no soft opening ever came. June 13th, 2019, the official opening date for Hagrid's Magical Creatures Motorbike Adventure came, and the opening day was a total nightmare in terms of ride operation. From a park operation standpoint, however, the day went very well. We personally attended the opening day of Hagrid's coaster, and we arrived at the park at approximately 6 a.m. and waited a total of 7 hours to ride the attraction. The queue was very well managed, and Universal did a phenomenal job with managing the crowds and even provided free water and industrial fans to guests to help beat the heat. Great job to Universal for doing that. After a small opening ceremony, the queue officially opened to the public and guests were let in. We entered the main queue at about 9:30, and that's when the issues started. Not long after we got in line, we heard our first spiel for a delay in operation, also known as a technical difficulties downtime.
We're experiencing a slight delay in today's lesson. Our apologies. We should be ready to go shortly. Thank you for your patience.
About 30 minutes passed before we got the good news that the attraction was up and running again. Great! We moved through the queue a bit more and actually made it inside before the line stopped again. This time, no spiel. The queue was at a standstill for about 15 minutes before we started moving again. We got past the pre-show and then came our first extended downtime. We stayed in place for about an hour and a half before the attraction came back up. After slowly zigzagging our way through the queue, we finally arrived at the final room before boarding the motorbikes. That's when the next downtime hit, this time for almost 2 hours. If you've ever been in that final room before boarding, then you know how loud the room is. The audio stayed on the entire time. We couldn't hear each other talk. It was very loud. It had a very short loop before it started from the beginning and became super annoying to listen to for that long. Check out this clip from when I was there the other day on July 3rd.
So, as you guys know, I was here on opening day, and I waited about 7 hours to get on Hagrid's Magical Creatures Motorbike Adventure. On opening day, we were in this room right now for about an hour and a half, and during the downtime that we had when we were here on opening day, the audio, if you've ever been in here, the audio for what's going on in the ceiling was playing on repeat and repeat and repeat and repeat and repeat. And it was really loud, it was very obnoxious, and you're just hearing it so many different times.
We're here now. Slight delay in today's lesson. Our apologies. We should be ready to go shortly. Thank you for your patience.
So we're in here now, and the ride went down. They turned off the audio in here. That is fantastic. I take it that a lot of guests must have complained about the audio being so loud in here, and how when you're in here for a long period of time, this is probably going to be the room that you spend the most amount of time in. So if you are stuck in here, they turned off the audio. That is fantastic. Thank you, Universal, for listening to your guests with that, because that was a huge complaint that I had with opening day, with being stuck in this room in particular.
After being in the main queue for a little over 4 hours, we finally experienced the attraction and had an absolute blast with it. I definitely wouldn't wait that long for it again, but it was a great coaster nonetheless. We gave the attraction a slight pass on the downtimes because it was opening day and problems are normal during the first day. It's almost expected. However, we were not expecting the delays to be that lengthy, and from that day forward onto today, that little gray notification on the Universal app that says delayed has become more well known than the actual wait time. Day after day, reports come out from guests at Universal being stuck in the queue for Hagrid's, not moving or progressing in the queue for hours. Mechanical delay after mechanical delay plagued the attraction's operation. Many guests waiting in the queue into the dead of night hoping for a chance to ride this attraction. This prompted Universal to start closing the queue early before park closing to avoid this issue. But that wasn't enough. A little over a week and a half after the attraction opened, Universal put out a statement saying that for the next several weeks, Hagrid's Magical Creatures Motorbike Adventure would experience delayed openings and that the attraction would not open to guests until at least midday, with no specific opening time given. Day by day after this change, the opening times for Hagrid's coaster haven't been consistent at all. Some days opening at noon and other days as late as 3. This already greatly impacts the number of guests that will be able to experience the ride during this time, but to top everything off, once the ride opens to guests, it's not long before it goes down for yet again for technical issues. Weather delays don't help either, but I'm not faulting anyone for that because weather is beyond anyone's control. The point that I'm trying to make here and what other theme park fans out there are saying is this: Universal should not have opened Hagrid's Magical Creatures Motorbike Adventure so soon. At least not without soft opening it first and putting it through more rigorous testing, with guests constantly cycling through the attraction. I find it very hard to believe that Universal would have opened the attraction in this state if they knew of these issues during their testing phase. I'd rather have the attraction open and get delayed than have an attraction be as unreliable as this one. In my opinion, this is absolutely unacceptable. There are a lot of guests who have planned around this attraction opening. They're coming and getting hotels and spending money to be in the park to ride the attraction, and there are several who are not getting the opportunity, or they're spending almost their entire day waiting for the attraction to open, and when it does, they're in the queue for 3 to 4 hours if there aren't any weather delays or technical delays. If it were up to me, I'd have the attraction open early in the day when the park opens and close it down earlier in the day if they need extra time to do overnight maintenance, at least during the summer rainy season. That way more guests get the opportunity to ride in the morning hours and early afternoon before the afternoon evening storms roll in and they're forced to close the attraction again because of weather. This is just all around poor planning from Universal in my opinion, but what also bothers me is that Universal is scared to dump the queue during extended downtimes. Why? Because they don't want to give out the pink passes to get back in the express line once the ride goes back up. With other attractions in Universal Studios, if the attraction goes down and they know they need to evacuate guests currently in the attraction, then Universal will dump the guests currently waiting in the queue. Guests that have made it to a certain point in the queue will be given return express passes. This will allow guests in possession of this pass to return to the attraction once it opens and go through the express line. To my knowledge, Universal is only distributing these passes to guests that have been evacuated from Hagrid's coaster mid-ride. And when I was waiting in line the other day, we saw several guests in the express line who were evac'd earlier that afternoon, which was not surprising. Closing out this video, guys, I wanted to pass this information along to you guys out there who may be planning a trip to Universal in the near future to ride this attraction. I highly advise you guys hold off for a month or two if you're traveling from out of state. Yes, the attraction itself is fantastic, but for right now, everything is such a hot mess. Most of the day, it's down for technical issues, and if you do decide to come down, then you'll be waiting for Lord knows how long. I don't want you guys to come and spend your money here and waste most of your day waiting for this completely unreliable attraction. So, is Hagrid's Magical Creature Motorbike Adventure a failure? For now, yes, it is an absolute nightmare due to its unreliability. We never know for sure when the attraction will be open for the day, and once it does open, a technical downtime is not too far behind it. I believe it's not worth your time and money to come down to Orlando to experience this attraction if you're from out of state. If you live in Florida and you're an annual pass holder, then by all means, come on down and try your luck with this attraction. If you don't get on that day, then you can always come back. However, if you're spending money on a day pass, then please wait a month or so before coming over to experience this attraction. I promise I will put out a follow-up video as soon as I see that this attraction has worked out its kinks and is up and running to its full potential with minimal downtimes. I want you guys to come down and have the best experience possible. After talking to multiple guests exiting the attraction, the majority of them say that the attraction is great, but the experience of getting to the attraction was not great at all. And that's what I don't want you guys to go through. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching this video today. Your response to my last Hagrid's video was absolutely out of this world, and I can't thank you guys enough for so much positive feedback on that video. You've brought me to almost 2,000 subscribers, and I cannot thank you guys enough for all the support you've shown to the channel recently. It really means a lot to me. If you guys enjoyed today's video, then please leave a like down below. If we can get the video to 20 likes, then I'd be over the moon excited. Let me know your guys' thoughts on the attraction down in the comment section below. If you've already ridden the attraction, then please share your experience down below. If you're new around here and you want to see more like this, then please hit that subscribe button and click that bell right next to it to always get notified whenever I post a video, and you'll never miss a thing. Thank you guys again so much for watching the video, and I will see you guys in the next video.